You can stand in the most beautiful place in the world and still be a prisoner of your own mind. If healing is possible, if peace is your birthright, if freedom is the nature of consciousness itself, then let's ask the honest question, the one that echoes in the quiet hours of the night when all the distractions have faded. Why are you still suffering? The world keeps turning. The sun keeps rising. The universe continues its silent, magnificent dance. But inside, the weather never changes. The same gray clouds of anxiety, the same cold rain of sadness, the same relentless wind of self-judgment. You've read the books, you've watched the videos, you've heard the promises of enlightenment and transformation, and yet, here you are, still caught in the same loop, still fighting the same ghosts. This is not because you are broken. It is not because you are unworthy of peace. It is because you have fundamentally misunderstood what suffering is, and more importantly, what it is for. First, we must draw a line in the sand of your consciousness, a line between two words you have been taught to use interchangeably, pain and suffering. They are not the same. One is a messenger. The other is a prison of your own making. Pain is a clean, pure physical or emotional event. It is the raw data of life. A bone breaks, a relationship ends, a dream dies. Pain is the sharp, immediate signal that something has happened. It arrives, it delivers its message, and its nature is to pass. It is the strike of the bell, clear, singular, and finite. Suffering is what happens next. Suffering is not the event itself. Suffering is the story you tell yourself about the event. It is the mental and emotional resistance to what is. It is the endless echo of the bell, reverberating in the chambers of your mind because you refuse to let it go silent. It is the why me, the it shouldn't have happened, the I can't bear this, the this is unfair. Suffering is pain plus resistance. Suffering is the original wound infected with the bacteria of negative thought. It is the act of clinging to a memory, of reliving a hurt, of chewing on the old grievance until it becomes the only flavor you can taste. The great spiritual scientist Emmet Fox stated this with divine simplicity. He taught that all suffering truly begins in the mind when it clings to what should have been released. All suffering is caused by the tenacious clinging to some negative thought or condition. Emmet Fox. This isn't just timeless metaphysics, it is modern neuroscience. Every time you willingly return to a painful thought, you are instructing your brain. You are telling your neurons this connection is important. Keep it active. Strengthen it. You carve a pathway in your own mind, a neural groove. The first time you think a painful thought, it's like dragging a stick through the dirt. The 100th time, it's a small trench. The 1,000th time, it is a canyon. Your suffering becomes a superhighway in your brain. Your thoughts travel down this path automatically, effortlessly. The chemical response becomes familiar. The feeling of victimhood, of anger, of despair, it becomes a grim kind of comfort. It becomes your baseline. It becomes your identity. You are not suffering because of what happened to you 5 years ago. You are suffering because of the thought You are thinking right now about what happened 5 years ago. You are not a victim of your past. You are a hostage of your present thinking. And the bars of this prison are not made of steel. They are made of beliefs.
To dismantle the prison, you must see how it was built. The architecture of suffering is supported by 3 immense, invisible pillars. These are the deep roots that anchor you to your pain. The first root, inherited beliefs, the phantom code. Before you had a choice, you were given a script. Before you could form your own thoughts, your mind was furnished with the thoughts of others. These are not just ideas. They are living programs running in the subconscious background of your life. Ghost code. And the core of this code, for so many, is a trinity of lies. The lie of insufficiency. You are not enough. This program was installed by a well-meaning parent who compared you to others, a teacher who graded your spirit on a curve, a society that sells you products by first selling you the idea of your own incompleteness. It whispers that you are fundamentally lacking, that you must achieve, acquire, or perform to earn your worth. It turns your life into an endless, exhausting audition for a love that was already yours by right. The lie of separation. You are alone. This program teaches that you are a fragile ego, separate from everyone else, separate from life, separate from God or the universe. It breeds competition, fear, and loneliness. It makes you believe you must fight for your share, protect your borders, and mistrust the world. This lie is the source of all conflict, both internal and external. The lie of external salvation. Something outside of you will fix you. This is the great myth of the modern world. The belief that the right partner, the right job, the right amount of money, the right spiritual guru will finally fill the void within. It keeps you in a state of perpetual seeking, always looking for the next hit of external validation. It makes you a consumer of hope rather than a creator of reality.
These are not your beliefs. You did not choose them. They were downloaded into your open, trusting mind. And now you mistake their voice for your own. You defend them as just the way I am.
The second root, emotional addiction, the familiar poison. What you may not realize is that the mind and body can become addicted to the chemistry of suffering. Each emotion releases a cascade of neurochemicals. Anxiety floods you with cortisol. Anger gives you a jolt of adrenaline. Guilt and shame produce their own unique, heavy cocktail. If you live in these states long enough, your body's cells literally adapt. They develop more receptor sites for these specific emotional chemicals. Your body begins to crave them to feel normal. This is why, when things are going well, you might feel a strange unease, a sense of waiting for the other shoe to drop. It is your body in withdrawal, subconsciously seeking its familiar dose of the poison. You become addicted to the very emotions that are destroying you. Guilt becomes a performance of being a good person. Worry becomes a misguided attempt to control the future. Shame becomes a false cloak of humility. Anger becomes a shield of power to hide a feeling of helplessness.
These emotional states become your identity. You are not a person experiencing anxiety. You say, I am an anxious person. You are not a person feeling depression. You say, I am depressed. You have fused your divine infinite self with a temporary chemical weather pattern. And because it is your identity, you protect it. You find evidence for it. You tell stories that reinforce it. You have become the loyal servant of your own suffering.
The third root, resistance to freedom, the fear of the void. This is the most paradoxical root of all. A part of you does not want to heal, because healing means change, and change is terrifying. Your suffering is a known territory. It is a prison, yes, but the walls are familiar. The routine is predictable. You know who you are inside this cage. You are the victim, the survivor, the misunderstood one. There is a strange, perverse comfort in this identity. It absolves you of responsibility. To let go of your suffering means you must take absolute 100% responsibility for your state of being. There is no one else to blame. Not your parents, not your past, not the world. Just you and the choice you make in this eternal moment. This level of responsibility is so immense, so terrifying to the conditioned mind that it will often choose the familiar hell of suffering over the unknown heaven of freedom. It will cling to its chains, screaming that it wants to be free, all the while holding the key in its own hand.
Seeing the architecture of the prison is the first step. Now begins the work of liberation. This is not a one-time event. It is a practice, a discipline. It is the sacred art of mental alchemy. It requires you to become the watcher, the scribe, and the gatekeeper of your own mind. First, the practice of the conscious observer. Become the watcher. Your suffering depends on one thing: your unconscious identification with it. It needs you to believe that you are your thoughts and emotions. The moment you can observe them, you break the spell. Here is the technique. It is simple, but it is not easy. When a wave of suffering rises, a familiar pang of anxiety, a surge of anger, a heavy cloak of sadness, stop. Just for a second. Do not act. Do not react. Do not analyze. Do not judge. Simply notice. Breathe. And internally, label what you are witnessing with a neutral, compassionate voice. Ah, there is the thought of inadequacy. There is the feeling of anger arising in my body. There is the story of my past playing again. You are not the cloud. You are the sky. You are the vast, silent, witnessing presence in which the storm of emotion is happening. By observing it without judgment, you cut off its fuel source, your attention. You are withdrawing your energy from it. You are letting it pass through you without letting it become you. Then ask this revolutionary question. Is this thought, this feeling, building the reality I choose to create? Or is it simply repeating a reality I wish to leave behind? This question alone, asked consistently, can begin to dismantle the entire structure.
Second, the practice of narrative rewriting. Become the scribe. You cannot simply erase the old story. You must write a new one, a truer one. This is an act of conscious creation. Take a piece of paper. This is a sacred ritual, not a casual exercise. On the left side, write down one of the core lies you have identified in yourself. Write it out. For example, I am not worthy of love unless I am perfect. Look at it. See it for what it is. A piece of inherited code. A ghost. Now, literally, draw a line through it. Veto it with intention. On the right side, you will write your new, true directive. This is not a fluffy affirmation. It must be a profound, spiritual truth. For example, my worth is inherent and unconditional. I am an expression of divine intelligence, and I am worthy of love simply because I exist. Read this new statement aloud. Feel it in your body. It will feel foreign at first. It will feel like a lie. That is because your system is still calibrated to the old frequency. Your job is to repeat this new truth, this new story, with unwavering devotion. Write it on your mirror. Set it as your phone's wallpaper. Meditate on it. You are deliberately carving a new neural pathway. You are the scribe, rewriting the sacred text of your own soul.
Third, the practice of immediate presence. Become the gatekeeper. Let's do this now, together. This is not for later. The only point of power you have is this moment. Wherever you are, I invite you to gently close your eyes, just for 10 seconds. Don't seek anything. Don't try to achieve anything. Simply turn your awareness inward and ask your body with genuine, kind curiosity, what emotion is alive in me right now? Is it tension in your shoulders, a hollowness in your chest, a subtle hum of anxiety, a flicker of peace? Don't judge it. Don't name it good or bad. Simply acknowledge its presence. Ah, there you are. By doing this, you step out of the river of unconscious reaction and onto the riverbank of conscious awareness. This is the practice, moment by moment. You stand at the gate of your mind and you begin to choose what you allow to enter and take root. For so long, you have looked at the reflection in the mirror and believed it was you. You have pointed at the suffering, the chaos, the lack, and said, "This is my life. This is what is happening to me." Here is the truth that will set you free or terrify you. The world is not happening to you. The world is happening from you. It is a perfect, flawless mirror of your inner state. The world is not against you. It is reflecting you. The people who trigger you are reflecting an unhealed part of you. The situations of lack you experience are reflecting a core belief of scarcity within you. The drama that seems to follow you is reflecting your own internal addiction to a certain frequency of chaos. This is not a punishment. It is a divine feedback system.
It is life, lovingly, relentlessly showing you where your work lies. It is showing you what you still believe to be true about yourself. Your freedom is not found in changing the reflection. You can polish a mirror all you want, but if the face looking into it is frowning, the reflection will always be a frown. Freedom is found by changing the source of the reflection, by changing the consciousness that is looking. And where does this change happen? Not in the past, not in the future. It happens in this space, the sacred pause, the instant between a thought arising and you choosing to believe it, between a stimulus from the world and your conditioned reaction to it. In that space, that holy instant, is your entire power. It is the birthplace of liberty.
You create your reality with what you feed your mind. Choose with intention. The pain you have felt was never a curse. It was the alarm clock ringing, trying to wake you from the dream that you are small, separate, and broken. For a long time, you have been hitting the snooze button, rolling over and going back to sleep in the familiar dream of your suffering. The pain came to awaken you, but the awakening is up to you. It is the choice to stop feeding the old story, the choice to observe instead of react, the choice to write a new truth, the choice to finally answer the call of your own soul. You are not broken. You are conditioned. And what has been conditioned can be deconditioned. One thought at a time. One choice at a time. One moment at a time. Your deconditioning continues here. Watch. Your thoughts are not yours. Here's the truth. And for a deeper practice, download our free companion tool, Break the Loop, a practical guide to ending the cycle of suffering. You'll find the link in the description. If you could only love enough, you would be the most powerful being in the world.